Greetings and welcome to Eminent Reflection. This is going to be an introductory video for a playlist showing the evolution of the Skivlarg Empire originating from the planet Phoenix. The first video in the playlist is related, but not exactly part of that evolution. It does show some of the things that will be ran into along the way, which I've actually made mostly years ago. These are creatures that I have made in the video game Spore in the past. And then I move on to an attempt at the evolution that I had planned to do for this series, but I ended up with it being cut short. I believe the game itself had crashed and I hadn't saved. So I get through the cell stage and into the creature stage, and I'm going to go ahead and leave this in here. You can just consider it a sort of alternate timeline. Yeah, deal with the time travel. Then I get to the actual beginnings of this creature, the Skivlarg, which I didn't know what it was going to be. I didn't know what I was going to name it at the time. So, I had a name in mind, if I recall correctly, but I think I ended up giving the name I had intended for, the name I had intended for the creature, which was going to be Phoenix, I gave to the planet. And so the creature instead got a name that I was going to give to the planet. Bit of a mistake, left it that way. It is what it is. Now, a lot of the videos in this series are unlisted. If you don't have the playlist for the series, check the description of this video. You should be able to find a link to the playlist in the description if you're watching this on YouTube. So you get through the cell stage and move on to land in the creature stage and begin the process of achieving sentience as the game defines it. Continuing on, quite a few more videos in the creature stage, a series of 12 videos within these on basically just gathering parts. That has to do with how evolution in this game works. It's not like biological evolution here on Earth. You add changes in between generations, so to speak, and it's not a matter of a random mutation here and there over the course of many generations, and natural selection deciding which mutations get to become more prevalent within a population. The way this game works, it all evolves at once. Now, there are ways that you can split off and diversify through saved games, opening up another game and loading in a character, things like that. But basically, when you play the game through, it's a strict linear evolution from one form at a starting point through intermediate forms to a whatever is your final form when you eventually move on to out of the creature stage and begin the tribal stage, and your body is basically stuck that way from then on. So it's a lot like the way a lot of people who don't understand biological evolution think scientists make biological evolution out to be. It's not how any scientist who knows what they're talking about, or anybody at all who knows what they're talking about, would make biological evolution out to be. It's evolution in the sense that it's accumulation of change, but it's very different. Oh, and in the process there is a makeover between part 9 and part 10 of the 12-part sort of mini series inside of there on collecting parts. The makeover is basically over what is treated basically as one generation, although internally who knows how many it's supposed to be or how that really works. A whole bunch of changes are accumulated at one time, and again, they're accumulated by the person playing the game actually adding those changes on. So moving on to the next portion, that's when we finally enter the tribal stage, and over the course of a half a dozen videos, go through the tribal stage and move on from there to the civilization stage, and another 7 videos in the civilization stage, and then we move on from there to the space stage, starting out with the first interplanetary flight, and then gaining the first interstellar drive, level 1, and colonizing another star system. From there, we move on to eventually upgrading the interstellar drive, doing some spice trading and some terraforming, and then continuing on trying to buy a star system, and in this first attempt failing to do so, making allies, colonizing other star systems, and then I have a single video basically explaining some of what my goals are in making this and why I'm making this series in the first place, which is basically working on the graphics software and hardware, trying to figure out how to make better videos for my YouTube channel, Eminent Reflection. Moving on from there, I end up in a war, or rather the Skivlarg clade ends up in a war. War declared on them, and 3 videos to get through that. And then the next 8 videos are working the way toward the center of the galaxy to meet the Groks, and eventually meeting the Groks. Continuing on from there, another 7 videos, eventually getting very close to the center of the galaxy, inside of Grok's territory, and then actually reaching the center of the galaxy and finding out what happens when you get there. And then after that, the last video in the series, just a quick run from the galactic core, or the center of the galaxy, to the Phoenix homeworld, and to the homeworld, the planet Phoenix, and back, and and a little mention of this video, which had yet to be produced, and is meant to go at the beginning of the playlist, the beginning of the series. So, moving on. Let's go ahead into the game, and I'm just going to do a little bit of some stuff that I did not do in the rest of the series, and if you don't want any spoilers of what these things are going to end up looking like and things like that, well, you've kind of already seen a couple of images, so a bit late there, but you can go ahead and skip the rest of this video if you want and move on to the next one. Be sure to look in the description and get the playlist link if you are not actually watching this from the playlist and would like to see the whole series and not just a description of a series that you don't actually see. If you're watching this in something other than YouTube, then I don't know what to tell you, because that's where the playlist is intended to be. So hopefully if you got it somewhere else, somebody will give you a link to the playlist. So here I am at home on the Skivlarg homeworld of the planet Phoenix, and I'm just going to go ahead and leave here and head off in the direction of a saved game that I did from another short series, much shorter than this one. At least so far. I might still add more to it, but one that I actually started out during the making of this series, and then went back to this one. So I'm just gonna take a quick trip over here, and zoom in here. Got a little trade route going on here. It's barely started on the Abinos system, and somebody's been warring with them as well. You can see the yellow bar there indicating how far their progress is along in taking them over through military action, and the little pink thing with the money bag on it, that's basically how far I am along in using the trade route to gain the ability to actually purchase the system from them, which then has to be purchased with spore bucks, but I've got more than enough of those. So gonna go real quick and just visit the home planet of this other game, Gralvix. Here's the planet Gralvix. And I'm just going to do a quick flyover. Not sure exactly where along the shore this other game had started. It's not here. This is something else. Well, might be there. I'm not sure. Possibly not the same stuff there right now. Here's a big footprint. Taking a trip once around this continent. I think this is the continent that the game starts out on. And there I am, basically back where I started. And here's this little alcove that I turned around in. So yeah, heading out of here. You can see that planet has rings. And I'm going to go to a nearby system. How about this one? Rihanna. See what's there. Oh, one planet. Unclaimed. So it's got a T-score of T1. So let's do a bit of terraforming, and I'm going to show you how the creature creator works, which is something that I had not used during the series. Let's see, looking here. Okay, we've got 2 herbivores already on the planet, and there's no carnivore. So let's create a carnivore. Let's see. Where is it? Socialization tools, creature creator. And this is basically making a creature from nothing. It has no parentage, it has no ancestors. In a manner of speaking, this thing you're starting out with here is its ancestor. Although, you know, that wouldn't survive in a world that required the physics and biology that we're used to living in. Of course, in the world in the world of Spore, it doesn't really need anything to survive. I could call that done. I could call that finished. Except I think it would require mouth. Oh yeah, up here it says mouthless. Mouthless. A creature without a mouth is doomed to starvation. Please add a mouth. Now, save and exit is available. So I could leave the creature hypothetically unnamed. I think it would make me name it. Let's give it a name. Felpriz. Don't know what exactly that's gonna be like. Just a completely made up name. Might mean something in some language, don't know. Let's see, I can put on a carnivore mouth, an herbivore mouth. These are the carnivore ones, these are the herbivore mouths. I have one omnivore mouth available. Let's go ahead and use that one this time. And I'm going to just shrink it down a little bit. And give it some arms. Now I can leave it walk on its hands. Walking on the hands doesn't work real well in this game because the hands aren't really designed to like sit on the ground. Sometimes they'll go through the ground a little bit. The graphics don't handle it real well. But I'm going to try to keep this creature pretty simple. So let's see. Let's give it wings. And how about a tail? We'll use an arm for a tail. Just turn it into just one instead of two. Change the position a little. Shrink the wrist down. Take the hand off of it. And put some eyes on the tail. There, so it's seeing from back there. There we go. And I want to call that good enough. Let's give it a paint job real quick. Let's see. Details. Cyan. Coat. This sort of reddish color. Let's call that good enough. And there we go. We've created an omnivore. And now if I look in the cargo, there's that omnivore I just created, and I'm going to beam one down to the planet's surface. Now notice from the space stage, it's kind of hard to see what I just did. I'm going to zoom in here and get a closer look at this creature. That's about the closest look you're going to get from him on this stage. Notice what I was saying about not walking very well with the hands. That's actually kind of looks like he's hovering. It's a bit of a flaw in how the game works. Let's go ahead and increase the Terra score level. Let's see. Do a little heat ray here. Warm this place up. Oh, I think I just drowned that creature. Let's go stick another one over here. Oh no, he's still okay. He's just going for a swim. Oh, never mind. There's a bunch of them over here already. There they are, flying around. So, in fact, let's pick a couple extra ones up and put them in the cargo. And now I'm going to put some plants down here. And let's create another creature. An herbivore this time. Again, grab the creature creator. I could use the creature tweaker, which would allow me to change another creature. In fact, I'll do that in the next stage. Now notice it started with a different body this time. This is something the game does when you use the creature creator like that, or either from inside the game, or there's also a way you can do that when you're starting a game in the creature stage. It basically picks one, I think, sort of at random for you. There's, I think, a limited set of the random ones it can pick from. And so, let's see. How about this as a mouth? No, let's go with this one. And eyes. That's not quite what I wanted it to do. There, just one eye. And let's make it unreasonably large. Seems to work. Okay, now let's give this one some actual legs so it can walk properly. And about like that. Bring the feet forward a bit. And there, change the posture a little bit. Thin the end of the tail out a little. I guess it won't let me do that. Oh, there. Now it will. Oh, not much, well, not by much though. Okay. And what more? Weapons. That on the end of the tail. And can test that out. That's how that works. Again, give the same paint job. Maybe try something like this. And change the color slightly. That'll work. And gotta give it a name. Yeah, what to call this thing? Oblem. And check mark. And now I can go back to my cargo, select one of these, and place an oblum on the surface. Now notice that one can walk a lot better. Oh, well, he's not doing much walking. Let's put another one. Freshly beamed down, you know, can't blame him for wanting to take a little nap there. Oh, and they just used that weapon I gave them and finished something off. But apparently, yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, it's an herbivore. They're not going to eat it. I guess they felt threatened by the creature that got a little too close to them. So now they reproduce very quickly. You don't see them do it, but if I look around, I should find more of them. There's other creatures. Oh, I think those are actually something that I made. Let's find out. Tools, scanner. Let's scan that. Yes. Skivlarg. The pronunciation is actually from the Asper language family. So yeah, that's a one of the many variations of the spoids. Okay, let's do this. Click on that, and now my radar should indicate where they're at. You can pick some of them up. I should get a radar signal somewhere on the planet. I'm going to switch back to my map view. What are these? Well, that's a Skivlarg spoid again. Don't seem to be picking any of those up. So I'm just going to put one down since I'm not finding them on the radar. Put an oblum down, and this time I'm going to use the creature tweaker and tweak one of these. And doesn't have any arms. Let's give him some arms. How about these arms? Let's see what you could call the head here. Now I can't split the spinal column. Would be nice if I could. Don't believe that's a possibility. Well, that was not quite what I had intended on doing. Looks like he's looking upward now. Grab this. Do that. Grab this. Do that. And bring this back a bit. There we go. Bring the feet forward a little. There. Slightly different posture. And I'm going to add one of these. Take the hand off. Take this mouth with the eye on it and stick it on the end where the hand was. Rotate this a bit. And bring it up a little. Let's see. I'm trying to get a hold of that node here. Seem to be having some trouble doing that, so I'm going to just pull the mouth back off of here for now. Store it over there. Grab this. Do that. That's what I was trying to do. And then put this back on it. The eye got turned backward. Not what I was intending. Spin that around. Yeah, that looks sort of wrong. There. I like that better. Maybe just a little bit more inward. And let's put one more eye up here. Just for the fun of it. There we go. And Oblum revised. So there it is. Not much difference. Oh, that's not it. That's the one we just started with. It's here. Now notice, I didn't bother to give it a new paint job. It's taller. Looks quite a bit different. Can't get a real close look at it. But you can see there's definitely some differences there. Let's put another one over here. And let's do the creature tweaker one more time. And we'll make a carnivorous version of it. Oh, didn't work. Am I out of space? I am out of space. Well then, how about I throw these out? Yeah, they're not going to survive on the planet. But I'm not going to just delete them. So let's put them down here and let them fend for themselves. Okay, let's just do this. So they can survive. T-score up a little. Okay, so back in here. Let's put that down. And then some plants. We'll go with that one. That one. And that one. And then herbivores. Put one of those down, and all of these down, and just move a little bit, spread those out. Oops. Dropped that one a little too fast. Put one of these... Yeah, get the rest of those done. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and make a new carnivore from this one like I had planned to do. So, putting one of these down, grabbing the creature tweaker, and just kind of beam up a clone of this one, so to speak, to start with. And let's change the mouth first off. I'm going to keep this eye, but I'll move it down here for the moment. Take this herbivorous mouth off and replace it with a carnivorous mouth. Let's see. This one? No. This one. Sure, why not? And grab this eye, stick it up here on top of there, spin it around to face basically the direction that the mouth is facing. Not what I wanted to do. Yeah, sometimes it can be a little bit hard to control some of this stuff, so I'm just going to do this, because it's sometimes a little hard to select what you're actually trying to select. There, that's what I was trying to do. And then spin this back around. There we go. And this, let's make it a whole lot bigger. And looking downward a bit more. Change the hands out. How about these hands? And shrink the wrists back down. There we go. Give it a paint job. That'll work. And the details. Nah, too much. Sure, that'll work. Change the color of those details. How about green? Cyan, possibly. Sure, that'll work. And revised. And now I'm going to go back to cargo and find that. Here it is. Put one of those down. And maybe another one. Again, get a closer look. Now they look an awful lot alike, but there are some differences. Really hard to see those differences from this view. In the creature stage, it's a lot easier. So yeah, that'll be it. I'm going to go ahead and end this video, and next video in this series will be showing some of the stuff that I've made previously in Spore, and then onward to the cell stage, the creature stage, the tribal stage, the civilization stage, and eventually the space stage for the Skivlarg Empire. Thanks for watching.